Good morning. This is Melanie Garrett. I'm broadcasting live from GBTA in Berlin. With me is Geert, who is the Vice President of Global Business Travel for JTB Business Travel. Welcome, Geert.
Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Is it your first GBTA Europe conference?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's great to be here, great to be around lots of our peers in the industry and lots of buyers to meet, so I'm very excited to be in a place with lots of people again, traveling, so a good place to be.
Common theme, that's great. So SME is a target market for you at JTB, so what are some challenges and opportunities that present themselves to that market?
Yeah, great question, because I know that a lot of the TMCs here are focusing on the enterprise space, but JTB Business Travel has really always been about the small, mid-sized enterprises, and for them, travel has become much more complex, and they may not have the same resources that the larger companies have to manage travel. They're lucky if they have even a travel manager sometimes. Right. So with all the complexities, restrictions on travel, they really struggle with that, which is an opportunity for us, of course, to support them, that be an extension of their travel program. At the same time, we've seen the SMEs really driving the recovery as well, right? They're agile, they don't maybe have those heavy policies or not as managed maybe as heavily as the larger enterprises. Mm-hmm. So we're the first ones to jump on the planes again that are driving that recovery. And so there's, again, real opportunities for us there to support them and help them drive that resuming to travel.
Good, thank you for that. So what with travel tech companies really coming to the market, what is the future of personal service, do you think?
Yeah, let me start by saying that, of course, travel tech is awesome, right? Has made all of our lives easier in many ways, as technology has done in other areas of our lives as well. And so it's a great thing, and you see that even from even unmanaged travel, that technology is gradually making things easier. At the same time, there is a sense that with the big travel tech companies also becoming more dominant in the travel management space, things will also be more standardized, more cookie cutter, and there's just a lot of companies that don't fit that mold. Yeah. So they need not each travel program is the same, not each company is the same, not each traveler is the same. So they want, for at least part of their, even if it's just 15 or 20%, they want that real personal service, customized service that is needed. And we've always been about, from more than 110 years, our history, always been about really that personal touch. It's part of our DNA. And I think there's still a really important place in the market for that. And that's the reason I think why even the big ones are looking at the mid-market space and partner with companies that are strong there, because they realize that that's still a service. And it's not a commodity anymore maybe, but really a high-valued service that I think is much needed, and where we are, I think, really a good fit for also.
Good, thank you. So at the beginning of the pandemic, a subscription model was kind of mooted and talk of the town really, and saying that maybe transactions were dead. What's your view on that now? Now that we're sort of 2 years into this, what does it look like for you?
It's really interesting because at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw really the vulnerability of that transaction fee model, which we maybe never liked and already tried as an industry to move away from, but it was so difficult. And in the pandemic, we've shown that with no travel, no income, so it's not really a future-proof model. So subscription fee models came up again as, maybe this is a way better system to support our business, better business model, but it's become quiet again. And there was an interesting session yesterday where I saw that still about 80% is a transaction fee model, the way RFPs among the larger corporates are, way they're really supporting this transaction fee model. On the customer side, it's difficult to switch, but we strongly believe actually in the subscription fee model. And it's actually the way our world works, right? We don't buy a CD anymore. We don't rent a DVD anymore, just pay for that transaction. We have our subscriptions, and why would travel management, which is a service basically, be any different than buying a license for that? I hear often that it's difficult because of, there's no central billing, for instance, but actually with a subscription fee, especially if it's for licenses, if it's connected to the number of travelers that you manage in a program, it's fairly easy to connect it to the different companies in the program. So I strongly believe it because it's much better reflects, whereas TMC, we provide value to the customers.
Right.
It's not in those transactions that are mostly automated and things like that. It's really in all the other services we provide on top that we make a difference. And I think the subscription fee model really makes that change. So we have experienced zero transaction fees, just your annual fee that really represents that value. And I think that's a great business model that's future-proof.
I agree with you. I think, though, that there's a behavior shift that you have to, garner within the companies because it's really a new approach.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think the larger TMCs really struggle with that because even though they may propose it and like to shift that way on the travel manager side or the procurement side, they're maybe not ready for it, and they like the easy accounting of the transaction fee and like that. So. Patience, maybe, but we keep promoting it
watch
from
this
our side.
space. With that, thank you, Geert. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Melanie Garrett at GBTA Berlin.